so today I'm going to show you guys sans makeup, stay-at-home mom, can use some power tools to put up some board and batten. So let me take you on that little journey and I'll try to show you what I've learned. So there are 3 things I would say before you start. Figure out the type of wood you want to use, 1. Figure out the design you want to use, 2. And figure out the height of your board and batten, 3. That is a good place to start. Okay, for our board and batten, we went with this style. It's pretty simple. We are using MDF pre-painted wood, so it's easier on me when I go to paint it, although you can get cheaper with regular wood boards. So we also chose a 1x2 board for the ledge up here. Again, that's all aesthetics, whatever you like. I would suggest Pinteresting some different board and batten designs. I'll actually tag a few here that are my favorites. A few of my favorites. Again, you can do it any way you want. I'm just going to show you how we did it because we have carried it, up the stairs, and it's going to go around into the hallway, and it's just easy because we're using 2 boards. And we chose the height because I don't know, I like the higher look. It just makes the hall look taller, so that's what we went with. But again, you can choose whatever you like. So I'm going to take you upstairs and show you the first wall. So I'm going to start with this wall. It's at the top of our landing. I'm just going to show you an example on this wall. So I've gone ahead and measured around the height that I wanted. Marked it with a tape measure. That way it's just easier when you're putting the board up, you have something visually to follow, and you can use your level after that. But the first thing I'm going to do is take my tape measure and measure the distance from left to right. Okay, so I've got my horizontal board out here, my 1x4. I've taken my tape measure, pulled it across, and marked my line at the right measurement. And I'm going to use the table saw. If you haven't used one, be safe. Also, side note, this is how I get things done. This is a sacrifice. There are toys all over the ground, and now, of course, he's inside, but he has made a mess. So I'm working around it. But yes, the table saw. If you haven't used a power saw, I suggest getting help. I know you can use a miter saw. That'll work too. The only thing I'm doing is making a straight cut. No angles here for this project. So I'm going to cut my piece and show you guys. Okay, so I've cut my boards for that small piece of wall. And I want to introduce you to my favorite tool of all time, the Ryobi Airstrike. It's battery powered. You literally push a button and the nail comes out. It's the best. So again, you don't have to have a nail gun. I guess you do. You could screw the boards in and then putty the holes, but this just is the way to go. So it's really worth the investment. So now I will show you guys how to hang them. This is kind of hard one-handed, but I'll take my board. I'm going to place it where I've marked the height, and I'll use a level and then nail it in with the air gun. So what I find is easiest is to shoot the holes in the middle first, then use your level, and you can gauge if you need to go up or down on the left or right side. It kind of gives you some room to wiggle, so then I just go around. Okay, so I got my board, and yes, it's muddy because people have stepped on them in the garage, but that'll come off. So I've got it hung, I've got the level, and now I'm going to take the ledge and just place it on top and nail it down from the top into. So I've just literally placed the 1x2 on top of the existing board, and I will shoot down from the top into the bottom, and then you have your ledge. And there you go, there's your top piece and your ledge. And obviously if you have cracks on the sides, you caulk it and sand it, and it all looks fine. nothing's gonna be perfect. But for the vertical pieces, you're gonna wanna know your distance. So originally on our other board and batten, we spaced out the vertical pieces 16 inches apart, and this falls pretty much in the center of my wall plug. Yay! So great. I'm gonna go, so I will just cut a piece for this spot and then one to go above it. I think that's easier than trying to put two in, or, you know, working around the wall plug. So I've nailed in the vertical board, ending up coming up right before the plug-in. So, and I'll put a little piece below, and that's it. That's all you do to make board and batten, and you paint. So this is what you'll have. My example was a small short wall, which was not a good example to show you, but this is what you'll have. Your spaces, 16 inches apart. You put the ledge on, and then you caulk, sand, and then paint.